Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to start shortly. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. And I would like to thank everyone and each one of you for being here with us today. We are pleased to welcome those of you that have been with us to celebrate our students' achievement for all the tracks in the information system, for the Information System Virtual Case 2020. For your information, we would like to share our programs under Information System Department. We currently have 3 tracks: the Bachelor in Information System, the Bachelor in Information System with the Business Computing and E-commerce track, and the Bachelor in Information System with the Cybersecurity track. Before we get started, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to our President, Dr. Ahmed Yamani, our Vice President, Dr. Hiba Al-Khasham, the CCIS Dean, Dr. Muhammad Al-Kanhal, of course our Chair, Dr. Ibrahim Amunadi, and definitely our Leader and Associate Chair, Dr. Tanzila Saba. We also extend our gratitude to all the instructors of the Information System Department, Dr. Noor Shahida, Dr. Rabia Latif, Ms. Nalmil Hakim, Ms. Fatima Khan, Ms. Hana Al-Ahmari, Ms. Muna Shiddi, Ms. Noor Al-Rayis, and Dr. Amir Al-Ghanim. Without your guidance and support, the students wouldn't have reached this stage. And definitely, since we are talking about the students, which are the heart and soul of the information system, our beloved student of Prince Sultan University, who generously contributed to make this event come together to become a successful event of the year 2020. We could not have done it without you. Thank you, students. Last and not least, a big thank you goes to the wonderful e-commerce club members, Ms. Hanan Al-Kurdi, Ms. Dima Al-Bassam, and Ms. Johara bin Saeed, for handling the live streams that you are seeing now, the posters and the promotion campaign. I would thank you from all of my heart for the continuous dedication and support. In today's showcase, you will see that we have 38 different projects that will be presented from the whole information system courses, and especially in the IS or the IS-BCE and the IS-CYS track, which is the cybersecurity track. We have 14 projects from the information system and 14 projects from the BCE and 10 projects from the IS-CYS cybersecurity project. You can follow any of the track project through the dedicated YouTube link that were posted on social media. We are currently here in the IS Information System projects. You are welcome to add any questions you have in the chat box section on YouTube, and I will be giving them to the students. Well, I don't want to take too much of your time. I hope you enjoy our event. So So please, let's start by welcoming our first project, which is under the project management course under the supervision of Miss Noura Reyes, which is the Club Fair project. Please, girl. It's a connection issue. Okay, girls, you can start now.
Okay, so for the scope management plan, the scope is the most important part that needs to be done and defined clearly at the beginning of any project. In our project, we will specify all the project aspects that need to be done. So, as an introduction for the audience, there will be a club awareness online session, which will be conducted by two speakers who had past experience in enrolling in a student club. The aim of this session is to how it affects them positively in their career. After that, club fair event will be conducted to let all the clubs and club members participate and present their responsibilities, previous activities, and mostly what benefit the newest members gain after enrolling in the club and how it's important in their for registration to all of the clubs, and then each club has to fill the form in the order to complete with each other
Please, girls, try to proceed.
Jude Barada and Hanan Kurdi. Our project is about High School Enrichment Day. It is about explaining for high school students, especially 12th year, the different majors of the CCIS college and Prince Sultan University. So the project proposal was established at the beginning of the semester. Many high school students about what major they should get get into or what pathways they want to pursue. So we want to pass for 12th grade students and just to showcase them the different majors of our college. So the lack of knowledge, fear of fusions are amongst the multiple reasons why students live through hesitation and discomfort during their senior high school year. An online CCIS major enrichment day will help to enlighten students on the options available in our college. So this is what our project was mainly about, to enlighten students about the different majors. The discussion was basically from student to student. We answered common questions such as what are the career opportunities, is maths included in this major, does this course have a lot of science involved, and so on, of these student to student and casual questions that the student felt really comfortable asking. So followed by a small activity to engage with the students. The activity was a Kahoot quiz that the students engaged and interacted with to make sure of their learning of the majors. So here are captures of the project charter. We established the project charter at the beginning of the semester, where we indicated our project name, our project idea, the sponsored, the department sponsors, screenshots of what we did. So the project process of and objectives of our presentation, we were going to talk about project scope, project schedule, project quality, resources, communication, project risks, and then we will be closing with executing and closing. So beginning with the project schedule, we developed our project schedule through Microsoft Plans. The Microsoft Plans was created to make the task assigning easier and more efficient. It allowed us to provide descriptions, attachments. It was very efficient and easy to use. We really liked how the task dependencies was very clear on the Microsoft Planner. Assigning tasks with due dates and priorities through Microsoft, which really helped our project to be more organized, more efficient, and in addition, Microsoft provided multiple charts that helped in many acknowledgement areas in our project. So the charts and the things Microsoft Planner provided for us really helped us prepare our schedule. So here is a screenshot of our Gantt chart. It shows the dependencies of the main activities. So these 1 to 9 activities have activities inside them. So as you can see, the Gantt chart here has small, you can say, as charts because it's a monthly basis. We prepared it to be a monthly basis as we think it's more clear and obvious to the audience. So in the first activity, we have goals. It has a start time and an end time. Then we started to get approval from our instructor. Then we created the content. Then we contacted an SE student who were not in our team to talk about her major to the high school students. Then going on, we created event slideshow. On activity 8, we created the interactive activity with the high school students. And activity 9, which was on 14th of November, was the presenting on event day. So here are a list of our approach and milestones from the beginning of the semester until the executing of our project, which was on the 14th of November. So we started off with choosing an idea and creating the project proposal for our instructor to approve and see. Then we finalized the scope of our project, and we included in the scope the requirements and what we are going to be doing in our project. We distributed roles and responsibilities. Then we established our WBS and WBS dictionary. We got the approval of all our requirements from our instructor, and of course from the contact point from the school we presented to, which was Delta School. Then we finalized all documents and materials, including an announcement for our event. Of course, we created an announcement and we sent it for the school to announce for their students. It contained the important details of our event day. And last, we had the kickoff day, which was the event day. Regarding the schedule control, it depends, of course, the schedule control on team members and their progress. The schedule was updated on a daily basis, as the team had a task every day regarding creating the material and the content. The schedule control is dependent on the project team members and their progress, especially that we had no external tasks from outside of our team. Like we didn't contact anyone from PSU. So the project manager was responsible for monitoring the status of tasks and recording in the daily basis tasks, while saving and recording their progress. And of course, the other stakeholders, which were Miss Noura and the high school student, and interact with our project. So here's a screenshot of our 3-point estimate that we developed. It's a list of activities with their resources: optimistic, most likely, and pessimistic, estimated activity duration, and reserve. So here is the list of the main activities we did, which are activity A to D. So going on with my friend Hanan.
Yes, hello. I'm going to be speaking about the project quality. So when it comes to quality, can we go? Yes. When it comes to the quality management plan, it's a very long, intensive plan, but we have just put the main points that are required for this presentation. It's an essential part of the project management plan. It's added to ensure that the entire project is accomplished at a particular standard and that certain quality measurements are met. Every stakeholder is aware of the quality, that the quality is checked and maintained, and they accept any form of corrective or preventive actions when required. So the purpose of this plan. So
Wednesday, the owner is the project manager, which is Alia, and it's being done through. It's distributed through the team members, and the goal is to monitor the work being done. So the last one is delivering the workshop to the students. The format is done through Zoom, the virtual meet. And its frequency is 1 time. The owner is Alia, Hanan, and Jude, the team members, and the distribution to achieve the goal by delivering the presentation to the students. As for the product risks occur in every project because of many reasons. It's important to monitor and control risks to prevent any errors from occurring. The high school enrichment day may face some risks. The project manager should monitor those risks to avoid any mistakes, as well as the team members. The main goal of the risk management plan is to create the framework in which the project team will identify risks and develop strategies to prevent or avoid those risks. Nevertheless, prior to risk identification and management, some primary project elements should be finalized, which are defined in the risk management approach. In the Enrichment Day project, the risk is considered as a medium risk. So the risks of this project are not too high because it has backup plans to prevent any type of risk. So we conducted a risk register, which is an identification tool that comes in the form of a document or log that contains details of all the risks that have been mentioned and identified, their severity, as well as the analysis of these risks and how these risks will be treated, plus the actions and steps to be taken to mitigate the risks. The three top highest ranked risks. So the first one is schools do not approve of the idea. Its category is high, backup plans. Its impact would affect the project in a high way, which is 10%. The risk score is measured by calculated by multi-probability with the so it's ranked as the first one, which is if the risk occurs. So here, contacting as many schools as possible would be a backup plan. The trigger, the facts that might happen to know that this risk occurred, which is the school does not respond or has not approved. The risk owner is Alia, the project manager. So the second risk is the connection problems during the workshop. Its category is high. Its probability is 5%. Its risk response is conducting.
So when it comes to event on the day, and what was the presentation that was available? Of course, the event was virtual using Zoom because they don't use Google Meet, so we had to use Zoom. This was the main the first slide in the presentation, and the next ones it was divided into the three majors and then subdivided into the three tracks that we have. So for each major, we have conducted a question and answer, and we have explained what is the major, what to expect when you major in this, what's SE, CS, or IS. And then moving on, we have discussed also opportunities and what kind of courses or what kind of subject involved is relevant to the students, because as a student in high school, we know what it was like and what kind of questions we have always wondered about. So we try to address them as much as possible. At the end of the presentation, we have created a quick Kahoot quiz to engage the students and to make sure that everything is clear to them. And surprisingly, we actually received many questions. Many of them were very high level. We were quite shocked and surprised to see that high school students would have that much knowledge, whether it's on coding or web development. We received many questions on what kind of which language is better for web development. Is it this or that? So it was nice to know that they have already been preparing themselves for what's to come. Moving on to the final stage, which is the closing of the entire project, we have created a lessons learned table. This is vital. This is a really vital part of the project because it's carried on beyond the scope of the project. It can be taken as input to many other projects, similar ones, of course, to know and to learn from what has been done. For example, we faced issue with the Zoom meetings because we didn't have a premium membership, so our Zoom session ended after 40 minutes. We had to ask the students and the teachers to rejoin after 40 minutes, so it created a bit of a headache. Other issues or other lessons learned, including the team members dropping. We started off the team with 6 members. However, halfway through the semester, 3 of them dropped the course, so we were left with 3 students, and the scope of the project was much bigger. So we had to redistribute the tasks. We also had to minimize the scope to make it manageable with a team of 3. And we also had another lesson learned, which is that schools were delayed in terms of response. So as a lesson, if you were going to do a similar project and you were going to contact external organizations, not necessarily a school, you should start this off at a very, very early stage within the project, because it might take time. We don't know about the hierarchy and who makes the decisions, how long it takes to make that decision. So it's very important that you start at a very early stage.
So as for the project review, and so this the courses that are opportunities and more achieve deliver to Delta School students. We also provide a member. Luckily, our team was prepared for any risks or problems that might have occurred, and we accomplished to mitigate them. In conclusion, it was a successful project and the message was clear and concise. So as for the project team and staffing, there are 3 team members in the project: Alia, Jude, the production engineer. So thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
Thank you so much, girls. It was a really intriguing and a very nice presentation. It was excellent presentation. And I would like to thank all the girls of the IS 361 course. I'm seeing if I have no questions here. So we will just proceed. We were a little bit behind on the schedule. So we will start now with the IS 231, which is a system analysis and design course under the supervision of Ms. Fatma, with the first project, which is the DARP application. Please, girls, proceed.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Noura bin Dakhil, and my colleague Joy, if any questions. So transportation, public transportation, which enables people to travel together along designated routes. It also can reach things such as jobs, schools, healthy food outlets, and healthcare facilities safely and reliably. It also helps people who are unable to drive or have no access to personal vehicles, children. So my friend Johar will take over.
Hello, everyone. Compliance incentives, it has been thoroughly stressed and highlighted, but the transportation and how important it means of completing it. And it has stated that enhancing the effectiveness and efficiency of transportation by the system to upgrade public transportation networks and promote public transportation. Which is why Noura and I are suggesting this application called DARP, which is an application that combines all public transportation services under one platform. And we have a short video that will explain this concept.
For thousands of years, merchants, pilgrims, and Bedouins have been traveling the ancient trade and caravan routes of the Arabian Peninsula. Journeying through such a vast desert region was extremely difficult and risky, often taking a month or more to cross the peninsula. The swift movement of both people and freight was vital to modernizing such a large and sparsely populated country. In today's world, rapid mobility became a necessity for people to survive and complete day-to-day activities. As part of Vision 2030, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia aims to keep up with the changing times by raising the efficiency of urban roads and public means of transportation, as well as developing transportation management and planning systems to upgrade public transportation networks, rehabilitating the existing system, and promote sustainability. Reduce carbon footprint, spurring economic development, provide faster and more efficient means of transportation and provide a higher quality of life. These days, taxi services have become the most used option, cheap, but equally reliable. Cabs play an fast and reliable taxi services actually diminish the need to own a car. Bus transport is one of the oldest and most common modes of transportation, aimed at facilitating the movement of people within a city or to remote locations in large numbers. Metro systems have the highest performance. Their selected destination, time, and people can use taxi service passes the app. They have to register and insert their credit card information in order to trips easily managed, where users can cancel, track and view their trip information, as well as chat with their driver via instant message. Users are encouraged to rate the option of viewing account, where taking another anytime, any place, anywhere.
Thank you, Agnes.
So much. It's really a nice presentation and a very nice idea. I can see there's no questions so far. Lots of compliment though. So excellent. Please, can I ask the second group, the Titus Space Exploration and Coordination?
Yes, I'm going to present now. Hello. Hello? Hello? I can see slides or we can hear. Okay, perfect. Can you see as well? Perfect, thank you. Okay, so today I'm going to be introducing you to my system analysis and design project, Titus, which is a space exploration and coordination system. The idea behind Titus was the fact that in recent years, Saudi has expressed interest in space software, which encompasses three essential functions. One, trajectory planning, meaning getting from point A to B safely, whether it be a space aircraft, let's assume from Earth to Mars, for example. Functionality number two is mission analysis, which is essentially comparing success versus failure and determining some SS. The best show what's going on is to display the appealing way to the user. Titus is meant to specific technically, it's supposed to be enthusiasts as well as those with more what I've learned from analysis and design, system design, and with what's been guided, Fatma Khan created. There will be a video now that I will open, which includes an interface and much better explains the features that I wish to say. So I really hope everyone enjoys it. exactly 35 years ago, the first Saudi went to space, and ever since then, the kingdom's interest in space exploration was sparked, establishing the Saudi Space Agency. What Titus aims to do is contribute to that interest and act as a software that offers. I'm sorry, I just want to check. Can everyone hear? Or are there any issues? Hello? Yes, I'm so sorry. There's a great deal of consideration for the type of user, whether a novice or a user with a more technical background. This software will accommodate all. Now, let's take a look at Titus. Our user will be able to log in initially and select their user portal. The user can also view the most recent results of a space mission analysis conducted and visit the alphabetically ordered archives, which contains banks of files and data that can be utilized for any further simulations. After logging in, the user can select any number of functions, including loading kernels. By selecting whether to use default kernels or upload their own, the user will be able to tweak the software to fit their level of experience or expectations. User guides are also provided to aid the user throughout all processes. The user can also make changes to the settings and overall display brightness, sound, and aesthetics of the software. In order to conduct analysis and calculations, a file hub is made available, so the user can upload their own datasets as well as open previous ones. They can navigate these files and directories through a search bar. At the bottom of every file in Data Hub is an automatic security checkbar, which will frequently scan all files for errors or worms and alert the user. There's also a hub specifically for data variables and constants within files to be used for mission analysis, which will measure the effectiveness of the user's mission by comparing it to the dataset. For data variable. I'm sorry, it disconnected. I'm sorry, 1 second. So there seems to be some type of technical difficulty, but thus far the interface was able to be shown. At the end, the concept about Titus is to introduce and base off of the weaknesses as well as the strengths that are available in the market. So I touched upon NASA's tools. I used what was already available by NASA, and I compensated for it in Titus. The reason why this software is important overall is because space exploration isn't just about trying to look at what's in space. It's about trying to advance innovation. And that's what Titus offers. Of course, if anyone has any inquiries or questions, I would be more than happy to answer them. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So it seems there's no any questions. And please, can we start with the project Baby Tracker? Thank you so much for this lovely presentation.
Hello, everyone. Our system, which is baby tracking system. This system will provide security of infants, ensure authentication, and will provide with so the scope of this project is to facilitate user by ensuring security of infants, ensure the access of authorized users to infants, and monitor system cameras, doors, and alarms. It also measures the health of infant and will manage to send notification to the mother's tag. What are the benefits of this system? The system will provide to the environment that will be more favorable for its target and end users, such as healthcare units, infants, mothers, and doctors. And with advancement in such a technology, it will become more and more effective for security perspective and cost effective. This reactive security system provides freedom to interact with peers and ensure patient safety and sense of freedom. So now I'll be presenting the video.
Patient safety. There's nothing more important, and today's hospitals don't just need to react quickly to safety concerns. They need ways to prevent them. That's the power of enterprise location services from BabyTrack. Now you can enjoy the peace of mind that your patients are secure and protected. Location systems provide immediate or real-time tracking and management of medical equipment, staff, and patients. How can we ensure the safety and care of your patients? Let's start with your smallest. Our infant protection system combines proven security with bassinet-level location visibility to protect your most precious. BabyTrack provides advanced infant security. Mind that their baby is always properly matched with his or her mom. Any unusual activity will cause doors to be shut, alarms to be switched, and camera to be monitored. Our pediatric security provides bed-level visibility while allowing young patients the freedom to interact with peers and ensure your patient's safety and their sense of freedom. Our elopement and wonder management solution combines secure patients to pass through designated areas while others remain secured, looking for other innovative ways to increase facility safety. BabyTrack tags will also send notifications to the mother's tag informing her about her baby's prescription and the time the dosage has been taken by the baby. Isn't it time you discover BabyTrack? Patient safety.
Thank you, everyone. Does anyone have any question?
Thank you so much, Nwa, for this amazing presentation. Definitely, we need such a baby tracker, and for this amazing work that you did. Now we'll start with a project, and it's going to be the end of system and design, and it's so nice that it's a bridge between these two courses, between system and design and the database course, which is the idea to using the same project in both courses. And by the same project, the students will be able to an implementation that can be done in all of the courses. So please, little future group, you can start.
Hello everyone, my name is Reem Al-Hnaki. Team members Al-Hanouf Al-Ajaji and Daniel Mashouchi will present for both subjects system analysis and design and database management system. To start our presentation, I'll go through the introduction, idea, Al-Hanouf diagrams, then lastly Daniel will talk us through the ERD relation diagram and a brief view of the SQL tables. At the beginning, I want to tell you a little story about a little child named Khalid. Khalid is a very energetic boy who loves to play all the time. Khalid have plenty of friends whom he always spends quality time with. But unfortunately, due to the situation of COVID-19, he's no longer able to do any outside activities nor meet up with his friends. That's what inspired us to come up with our application, Little's Future. Little's Future is an application designed for children all around the world to help them experience the simulation of different job roles. A child can design a character related to the job he always dreamt of, and then he will take a small course about it, taught by an instructor to help him learn about it in a fun way. Then he can complete a task and lastly play a game with his friends where they can all stimulate their chosen roles.
We aim to be innovative in delivering a better virtual learning experience of various job roles. It is expected after going through the experience that the child would have a potential image of what career path he or she loves. Lastly, we aim to increase the children's communication skills and improve their problem-solving skills. Let's now have a look at the use case diagram. We translated our vision and idea into this use case diagram. As you can see, we have three main actors: player, parent, and instructor. Each one of them is involved in a use case, which are the functions that can be used through the system. Moving to the domain diagram, here we identified all the objects that are included in our system and we addressed the relationships between them. As you can see, we have several objects such as a user, which could be parent, child, or instructor. A child can have a relationship with job, game, a course, and the parent as well. Instructors have relationships with courses and tasks. Next, I would like to move on to the system sequence diagram, where it shows the interaction between actors and objects. It also shows
business rules, which is the first step in the database, and then we move to the entity relationship diagram, which is known as ERD. The entity relationship diagram is very similar to the domain diagram, which my colleague have explained. It contains the main objects and the users. And here we differentiate the relationship between them. And then after the entity relationship diagram, we started with the relation diagram, which explains each table with its attributes and the primary keys in it, and each relationship, how it will be represented. So we use this relation diagram in order to implement it into an SQL tables, which means structured query language. And we use what we have learned in the database course in order to do this step. And we made those tables with our, as shown, the child, and there's a child game. And moving to the main, one of the main tables we have, which is the child game. So we created the tables from scratch, and then we altered information in it. As you can see, the other tables, the child, and those are the information we have entered into it. And then
to simulate. The application has pages for instructors and parents where they can interact with the children. The application helps in improving the children's problem-solving and communication skills, innovate in delivering a better virtual fun learning experience and job roles to the children all around the world.
So our future step is to take this project into the next courses so we can improve it and implement it in further steps. Thank you everyone for your listening and for your patience. And if you have questions, you can ask me and my team are ready to receive them. And thank you.
Thank you so much for this lovely work. And I'm sure that many have needed this kind of applications to have fun in this time of pandemic, let's say. If anyone has any questions. Okay, thank you so much, girls. Now we can start with the IS2 as we have started already with the database courses. Our second project is a food delivery project. Please, you can proceed.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. My name is Fahd Al-Shaibi. Today, me and my partner Sarah Al-Magrini, we will discuss our project, which is about food delivery system. Introduction, objective and mission statement, business rules, entity relationship diagram, mapping, and mapped relation using Oracle, future implementation, and finally the conclusion. Food delivery application. A food delivery system is a process in which one can order various food from some local restaurant, iPhone, or the internet. So food is a growing market. In this project, we want to develop a database to earn from and serve people in much better way possible. The food delivery system provides convenience for the customer. It also provides a menu online, and the customer can easily place the order on their smartphones. The payment can be done online or pay on the delivery system. Our objective to connect the customer with the restaurant, and they can directly place the order on the app. It allows the customer to keep a check on the time it will take for the restaurant to deliver their food, to ensure that the customer can make the stress-free payment restaurants as they get direct rating and review from their clients. Our mission is to provide a unique customer experience through the fast delivery and payment options and continuous service development and the variety of restaurants. And now my partner Sarah will continue.
Hello everyone, I will talk about the business rules. Business rules, it's the first step in the database design, which it's capture the user needs and requirements. Then we model these requirements to an ERD, which is entity relationship diagram, like this in the picture. After that, we map the ERD to relations, which is mapping, like this photo. Then we create a table based on the mapped relations using Oracle and Application Express. Like these photos, for example.
Future implementation. In the future, we would like to transform our system to a real web application design, and we want to add more features, such as enhance a user interface by adding more user interactive features, also adding more payment options, also provide a customer a virtual graphical order status bar.
In conclusion, delivery food system that we proposed greatly simplify the ordering process for both the customer and the restaurant. System present an interactive and up-to-date menu with all available options in an easy-to-use manner. Customer can choose one or more items to place an order which will land in the cart. Customer can view all the order details in the cart before checking out. At the end, customer get order confirmation details. Once the order is placed, it is entered in the database and retrieved in pretty much real time. This allows restaurant employees to quickly go through the orders as they are received and process all orders efficiently and minimal delay and confusion. Thank you for listening, and we hope you liked our application. Any questions?
Thank you so much, girls, for this nice presentation.
Thank you.
We're going to start with our next project, which is a disaster relief project.
Okay, hello everyone. Today I'm going to be introducing to you all our Mass Disaster Casualty and Relief Database. My name is Rama Ashi. My colleague is Falwa Rashid. So, before anything, what is the MDCR database? What does it consist of? It was firstly inspired by the fact that every year, 68,000 lives are affected due to natural disasters alone. We're not even counting the human-induced disasters such as war or accidental fires and so on. So what the MDCR database wishes to do is record the data of those afflicted by any form of disaster and also record the relief tools that they receive in order to reach a level of survival. So there are a few steps we took throughout the semester in order to create this database. And we started with describing our database through entity descriptions, entity relationship diagrams, and relational schemas. Right now, it doesn't make much sense, but it will in a minute. We're going to go through one by one, and then the SQL portion, the implementation, bringing the database to life, will be explained by my colleague Falwa. Okay, so step one, we have to identify the objects within our database. Every object in some database represents a real-life describable entity. In order to identify them, there are a few questions we can ask. What needs to be recorded? Who needs to be recorded? Who's involved in my database? And can each of these entities be described in multiple attributes? In order for an object to be qualified as an entity, it needs to have some characteristics, some features. So, I mentioned some questions, but who are we going to ask these questions to? The answer is the user, the client. We sit with the user or the client, we interview them, and we ask, what do you need from this database? And the answers that we receive will be recorded as business rules. This will be considered the Bible throughout our database from the beginning to end. Okay, so we've identified what entities are. They're essentially roles, concepts, or events within our database. Now let's look at the actual entities within MDCR. So we mentioned a disaster, that's an immediate event right there. So we might have many disasters, and many disasters logically can happen in many regions. So we have a region entity as well. Second up, we have a response team. At the site of any disaster, you'll see police officers, you'll see first responders, firefighters. All of these groups are considered response teams that need to be recorded. Also, at a disaster, you're going to have victims. Victims could either be deceased at the scene or survivors, hopefully. So a victim can be divided onto two other entities, deceased or survivor. Again, if you see a victim, the first thing you want to do if you see someone hurt is call an ambulance and have them go to a hospital. So hospital also needs to be a part of our database. Sadly, if someone is dead at the scene or even dead at the hospital, they will be moved and placed for rest at a morgue, so database. Finally, we mentioned that you can receive relief tools that will result in survival. Hence, we need a foundation. Relief can come in the forms of money or shelter or clothing. So all of that also needs to be considered and recorded. Now, we've talked about our entities. Let's actually create a diagram to describe those entities in an easy to understand way. Hence, the entity relationship diagram. We've mentioned it's going to include some entities. It's also going to include attributes. Before, an entity can only be considered an entity if it has some set of characteristics. Those characteristics are the attributes. An example, our victim will have an ID attribute, a name attribute, a gender, and a date of birth. Because we know every victim at the end of the day is a person, and a person has those set of characteristics. But a deceased victim, a different type of victim, will have a date of death. So that extra attribute onto their end, disaster, and so on. So we've discussed our entities, our descriptions, our entity relationship, because at the end of the day, a database is a table. We actually have to birth the database using some programming language.
In similar terms, it's our data programming language. There are two things that need to be considered. Data definition language and data manipulation language. So what is DDL? DDL is a statement, DDL statements are used to create database skills and so on. DML statement is used to insert, update, or delete the record. Let's have a look at our actual tables. This is the final result, but we want to give you an actual look. So we mentioned our tables, for example, response team, in each, which is the columns themselves, and then each row is a record. And this is how it looks on Apex. The tables here are shown. The script. This code is what was behind those tables we've shown you before. So there is certain code term that are used in order to create the table. It starts with a create table and typing in the table name, which is here, for example, hospital. It is important type of our attributes, whether it's integer, character, or a number, and so on. And in the final section on the right, we have insertion. We're here inserting the actual records, which is making the rows. So we've taken a look at our ERD, we've taken a look at our tables and how we made these tables using SQL. What is next for the MDCR database? We're going to create an interface, then we're going to include the user interactivity, which is coding it so that the user can insert, be prompted to enter data without our database structure changing. And then we're going to create a sample application.
Me and Falwa would like to thank everyone for listening. We also hope you're never involved in any form of disaster, inshallah. And that was the MTCR database. Thank you.
Thank you so much, girls, for this amazing presentation. And I'm looking if there's any questions. There's so much compliments, but there's not any more questions. Thank you so much. We're going to start now with our DynaWings project. For the audience who loves development, or game development, I think you're going to like this one as well.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Basma Saham, and my colleague is Shahada Thieb. We are going to talk about our DynaWings database today. First of all, let me tell you how it all began. Shahad and I are so passionate about games. We grew up playing video games to the point that they became a part of our personalities. So, in the beginning of this semester, we decided that our project should involve games in it. And that's how DynaWings was created. We came up with this unique name, and we designed the logo as well, as you can see in here. And the aim of this local studio is to create unique games with different genres that are suitable for everyone. Also, we want to be one of the biggest and successful studios in the world. That's why we created the studio, along with its database. And now my colleague Shahad will explain DynaWings' objectives.
DynaWings is a low-code studio. It is a studio that provides a unique, flexible, and scalable database. It is designed to support multiple users,
Our main objectives for DynoWings are to develop a database that saves and tracks all of the studio's data, to create games that work on all platforms, to create an opportunity for young and skilled developers to work in a place that they are passionate about. Project scope. To design a suitable database for our studio that tracks and organizes all the data that we have. The database and the studio are designed by young and ambitious Saudi crew who aim to go worldwide and inspire everyone by our successful project. And moving on to our ERD, entity relationship diagram, we designed this ERD based on business rules that guided us to design our ERD. These business rules are the guidelines that they are the base that we are going to use the map and the relations between the entity, as you are going to see in the next slide. Furthermore, we designed this mapping that shows the relations between the entities that helped us when we were creating the tables in Oracle Application Express. Here are the screenshots. On the left side, there are tables that we created based on mapping that you have seen in the previous slide. There are screenshots of tables, for example, employee and the game. In this part of code for the table that we created, and my colleague Basma will share with you our future implementation.
As for our future implementation, we plan that in the future we would like to take our project to a higher level. We plan to make a website for DynoWings, and we would like our studio to be one of the famous studios in the world. Also, we would like to expand our studio on a worldwide base and give opportunity to young developers to join our team and improve their skills.
In conclusion, we encourage everyone to take advantage of their passion and try to use it in their future projects, whether it's a project that is related to one of the university courses or a personal project. Because working on something that you love will bring you constant joy and happy. Working on a DynoWings about joy and happiness to us, that we are happy that we got the chance to share our masterpiece with you today. Any question?
Thank you so much, girls, for this nice presentation. I'm sure many game developers out there have been intrigued now to see this project alive. That will conclude our database projects, and now we're gonna start with the next level projects, which are the IS-11, which are the web development projects, where students will learn how to use web development language to proceed with development. So please, in this project, we had two views of the same website. Two groups have worked on the same website, just giving options to the user. Please, as a group, can you start?
Can you see my screen, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the new IDA Lab website. My name is Hanan Kurdi, and me and my teammates Dima Al-Bassam, Shogul Mnajjem, and Filwa Shiddi have recreated a brand new website for the IDA Lab, which stands for the Artificial Intelligence and Data Analytics Lab that we have at the university. It was part of the project, or is the project, for the web development course, IS 311. In the creation process, we have used many languages and libraries, including HTML, jQuery,
And we also linked it to the MySQL database. So we're going to be explaining what we did page by page. So let's kick it off with the homepage, which we have worked on collaboratively. And
so as you can see here, we basically did the navigation bar. We started with the navigation bar, and we created the homepage in order to include more information about the IDA Lab. The first page was the About Us page. When you click on that, you will transfer into a page where it will provide all the
below the navigation bar, we have a Jumbotron, which welcomes all visitors to the website. Next, we have introduced what the IDA Lab does in terms of projects. They have research, training, workshops, and seminars, talks, and conferences.
We also show the events that were hosted by the IDA Lab. It shows the pictures and all the information needed. We also have the main themes of the Artificial Intelligence and Data Analytics Lab. For now, they are just empty links, but we are planning to fill them later. These are also the research areas.
And now the About Us page. We have a link that takes you to the About Us page. So we have an introduction, who we are, and then we have the vision, the mission, and finally the objectives of the IDA Lab. Moving on to the research page, which was a PHP page and not a HTML page because it was linked to the database. So as you can see, we have here the different types of research that was done by the IDA Lab. These are all taken dynamically from the database that we have built. We also have added in a filter option, so I can filter the research by type. So these are the journals and these are the conferences.
And also here in this page, which is our team, it is also a PHP page in which we created a database for it, and then we connected it with the admin page that we will share next. So as you can see here, we inserted all the team members and leaders and senior researchers of the IDA Lab, along with providing the profile and contact information. So if you can press the profile, it will redirect you to the Prince Sultan University directory, and it will provide all the contact information of the selected team member.
The next page we have is the events page. It shows all the pages hosted by the IDA Lab. For now, they're all on Google Meet.
As for the contact page, here we provided a way in which anyone that wants to contact the IDA Lab, they can insert their name, their email, and their message, and it will be sent directly to the IDA Lab email once they submit the message. Now we're going to move on to the admin page, in which we created the PHP and the tables. So as you can see here, the admin will be able to first log in with their email and their password. And after they do, they will be redirected to the admin page where they can control and add certain elements of team or research or events, which will Hanan explain.
So this is the first page in the admin page. We have everything regarding the research page. So these are the current research that we have added. It can be updated dynamically. It can be all future research. If I wanted to update the date for the first one, I would just add the date, click update, and it's updated.
And now the second page is the Teams page.
Now, this is the page where the admin will be able to add any new team member or update any information about the current team members here, or even delete. And also, as you can see, if Hanan can demonstrate adding, for example, any team member name in a certain category. And yeah, it will be added right here. And of course, you can update it or delete it.
Delete this one.
The last thing in the admin page is the events. You can add any event that would be hosted in the future by the ADA app. You can also update or delete any existing events.
And then finally, you can just, the admin would click on the logout page, which will redirect them back to the home page. So this is it from us. Thank you very much for listening. If you have any questions, we'd love to answer them.
Thank you so much, girls, for this amazing presentation. And by the way, that website was live and it was deployed online. So it was a great effort from the girls, and their dedication is really amazing because they had so much little time with so much code to write. There are no questions. So we're going to see now another view of the same website. Please, group B, can you start?
Hello, everyone. Am I live now? Do you guys see me?
Yes.
Yes, Dan. Yeah, so I would like, first of all, to thank the first group. They did a really great job. I'm really impressed. Moving on to our website. So as you can see, first of all, we're a group of 4, and you'll know my colleagues afterwards. So the design was inspired just similar to the concept of the lab. As you can see, we did a navigation bar here, and it contained all the information that is related to the lab, from the objectives, the mission, and also we added a footer. You can see the main theme, the specific research areas, and all of them. As you can, that enlarge the images right over here. Moving forward to the About section, you can see all the stuff that the lab offer, from research, training, workshops, and talks, all about that. As you can see here is the team member. We did, using Bootstrap, we did cards, and you just can see them. Also, this is linked to the PHP, where you can send us your resume if you want to be a part and a member of this amazing lab. From here, Dana will continue.
Okay, so this is the research lab, where we can see the topic and the offered research provided by our professors in PSU. Also, we have the schedule of each name of the research and who's the author. Also, we have created the event page, where we can see the table of the events along with the name and the description for each event. Yes, and moving to the another page.
Hello, my name is Mariam Al-Gattan. We would like to firstly thank Ms. Narmeen for her great support in this course. She really did, and she really had worked very hard with us. So I'm going to talk about the frequently asked questions. This page we created so that the most asked questions, we put them here so that they're not repeated, and whenever a question is repeated, we added to the frequently asked questions. And as you can see, they open and close. We use toggle to make it open and close. And this is about the frequently asked questions.
Page, which is the sign up or register page where the user can place the username, password, confirm password, and then he can whether submit or receipt the button, receipt the contents of the form, and then this will directly like we will receive it in our database. And that's it all for our website. And at the end, I would like to thank Ms. Nermeen for her like amazing supervision in with us. And thank you all. Please, if you have any questions, do ask.
Or if you like our website, please let us know.
Thank you so much, girls. Definitely, we like both sides. Thank you so much for this wonderful presentation.
Thank you, Ms. Nermeen.
You're most welcome, dears. So now we wrap up with the web development course, and to start with, and the last projects are in the enterprise architecture course under supervision of Ms. Noura Al-Rayes with the Nasij enterprise architecture. Can the group please start?
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
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 Hello everyone, I'm Dulal Abdel-Jabbar, and today my friends Yara Tayash, Nofal Musa and I are going to talk to you about our implementation of enterprise architecture on the company Nasij. These are the objectives that we're going to talk to you about today, inshallah. So enterprise architecture is a process that when implemented on a company, it will change it from the current state to its future state, where it will help align the company's business objectives and strategy with the IT infrastructure. So Nasij is a Saudi IT company that was established in 1989. It started as a provider for professional information resources in electronic form for universities and information centers. Then it was the first brand to provide internet access and web services in Saudi Arabia. It was also one of the first to launch an Arabic internet portal and the first licensed internet service provider in Saudi Arabia. And nowadays it produces knowledge management solutions, portals and learning platforms and much more. Some of its clients are STC, Kuwait University and the Ministry of Commerce and Investment. So Nasij's main line of business is divided into three parts: the digital transformation solutions for higher education, digital transformation solutions for government and corporate, and digital transformation solutions for cultural and information centers. Their mission is to enable knowledge sharing and dissemination, and their vision is to be the partner of choice for the development of knowledge solutions.
And now for the SWOT analysis for Nasij. It consists of the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and the threats. So Nasij has been in the industry for such a long time, which gave it all the knowledge and expertise it needs, as well as the time to build very trusting and loyal customer relationships. All of these, they set Nasij apart from other companies in the industry. On the other hand, they struggle with managing all of their international locations because of some legal restrictions as well as cultural and time differences. They also struggle with having too many products and services, which are causing dispersion due to excessive products and services. So the employees, they're wasting time looking through all the products and services, and customers are also confused on what product to choose. The purpose of analysis is shift Nasij from the current to the future. Solve Nasij's architecture phase. A gap analysis was performed between the baseline and the target architecture, which determined that their business processes will be altered and changed because their products and services will be all compacted and grouped in an organized way to help reduce the effort and the time wasted, and to also help reduce the distortion they were facing. And security measures will also be implemented throughout all of their business processes, which will eventually change the way they're being conducted.
The next phase, which is information systems architecture, we also performed a gap analysis, and we found out that the systems between the finance department and the project department should be linked to solve the communication issues. And also an online repository should also be available, so all of their grouped and compacted product and services information can be stored there, and employees can access it very easily and in a fast way. Protective measures will also be implemented on all of their systems. For the last phase, which is the technology architecture phase, a gap analysis was also performed during this phase, and it was determined that the softwares of Message will be interconnected between the finance and the project and contract support department to support the system that was mentioned in the previous phase. And their hardwares and softwares will also be more secure by having VPNs, firewalls, biometric authentication, access controls, and antivirus. And we suggested also having a backup site to help recover data in case of a leak or a breach.
Use case diagram is the current description of the current business process. As you can customer, you have to create, you can view the stored record and contact the customer, as well as confirm with the customer so they can proceed with the payment. Next. So this is the current description of the current business process from the employee perspective. So first, the employee have to enter his password. If the password is not correct, obviously it will go back to so he or she can re-enter the password again, and then if the password is correct, then he can view the customer form, contact the customer, and then browse through the entire products and services available, then choose the best solution, and then confirm with the customer. If the customer said no, then he have to go back again, contact the customer, browse through the entire product and services available, and then choose another solution and confirm again with the customer. If the customer approved, then he will receive, check if he received the payment, and then deliver the solution, and then store the payment received. The end. Next. Opportunities for improvement. While we found this very hard because Message company is the one who find improvement and solution for other companies, but we found out the following. Employee work should not be time consuming, assure the privacy of the client from the inside and out of the company, and adding technology to improve communication between departments. So this is the to-be analysis, improved system. All of the highlighted green are the updated analysis. So first, the employee will enter his password, and after checking the password is correct, the solution, and then store the payment receipt in a secure system. Next. So this is the best solution because it will decrease the amount of time and effort that the employee use to exert and get information that they need about the product and services by implementing the EA repository. It will also decrease the time that financial department employee need to calculate the profit gained from the project during 1 month. Lastly, the repository system will be more secure, as now employee can only access if he or she is authorized to it and his account is authenticated.
So the key performance indicators that the company should consider are employee satisfaction. So the employees should be satisfied with the new changes that are made to the system. And communication between departments, they should be easier and smoother now. And new repository usage, which could be measured by the amount of times that the employees use the new repository. In conclusion, Message's implementation of enterprise architecture was done using the TOGAF framework, which was the most suitable framework for the company, as it was the most compatible with it. And through that, their processes and communication departments will also be smoother this way. Thank you all for listening, and if you do have any questions, do please ask.
Thank you so much, girls, for this lovely work and for presenting us and making these courses alive. We have no questions, so please, project of the OHR, please, can you proceed? And I would like to tell everybody that since our colleague, our student had a difficulty in her video, she will be also presenting her video at the end, Ms. Rama Al-Ashi, if you also would like to stay around and watch that amazing Space Titus project. So please, this group start.
Hello, everyone. Is it open, the mic?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Maha bin Atik, and today I'll be presenting our project for OHR organization for the enterprise course. So as a start, I will explain what OHR organization is, what the services they provide, their mission and vision. Followed by that is the added analysis for the organization, then the implementation TOGAF framework. Followed by that, it will be the analysis and the conclusion. So at the start, what is OHR? OHR is a people advisory company. It aims to be number one, a national services of the OHR. As you can see here is the organization process architecture. Their main focus of their services is divided into 4 units. As you can see, the people advisory services, the HR clinic, HR digital, and the futurist. I will give a brief explanation of each services. For the people advisory services, they provide improve the performance of both level of organization or individual working with them. They help them to address the situation that is difficult to deal with in their organization or in the labor market. As for the HR clinic, they provide many programs to enhance their organization. And for the HR digital, they provide human resource management tasks. They provide a platform that is designed for human with unique features. Such examples is the Wardiya application, which is an application provided for for students or fresh graduates where they can work in many organizations or one of the OHR partners. As for the futurists, they provide light of crucial changes in labor market. So they are trying to explorate near and far future by focusing on human resources and to keep pace with the career future. Now for the SWOT analysis of OHR, some of the strengths of OHR, they are very tight bond with diverse companies. They have a strong relationship with business partners and it is Saudi based, so it's focused on some of the weaknesses work to be done through their communication between the employee are done through WhatsApp, Gmail, and phone call. As each unit have their own project, they don't have a specific tool to contact with the other unit, or in case if they're working on a project and want a simple task from the other unit, they either call them through these tools and they don't get their work followed up professionally. Therefore, we implemented the TOGAF, which is the open group architecture framework. It provides an approach for designing, planning, implementing, and governing an enterprise information technology architecture. We chose TOGAF to move OHR from their current view to move them to a better future view, which is to facilitate their communication issue. As you can see, the framework consists of 9 phases and the requirement management. I will focus mainly on 3 phases, which are the B, C, and D. They are known for BDAT as the business architecture. B stands for business architecture, D stands for data, A stands for application, and T for technology. In the information system architecture, it holds the data and application. So for the first phase, which is the phase B, it aims to create target business architecture that define how organization needs to work to achieve business objectives and respond to strategic factor planning ERP system, especially ERP Next. It will provide them the integration of their working process, which eventually will lead to enhance the communication issue that contribute to lack of employee engagement. The ERP system will store the data from the OHR and distribute sharing of these data across the different units in OHR and store them in a database. Uh, while for the phase D, which is the technology architecture, it provides establishment of technology needed to enable data and application components that have been specified in the information system architecture, as well in the business component. As OHR will need to have a private cloud to process work between their employee within the organization boundary, as well have a public cloud to process information with their partners. Now for the to-be analysis, as I mentioned in phase B, a use case have been developed to provide a view how system will work. As you can see here, the users will be able to log into the ERP system, add the project, any other employee can access that project and modify, delete, or view the project. In addition, users will be able to add employee or their partner to grant them access to that project. So as a result, the new system of OHR will be more consistent with their work after the implementation of the ERP, as each unit team can add their work and add other employees to participate and create the task. OHR office will be more consistent, and all process will be integrated in one place to have work managed by all unit departments effectively. So in conclusion, EA framework is a very effective tool that provides us a framework and steps clear to move view. So we hope to see OHR implement this solution provided. In case you have any question, I'm more happy to answer.
Thank you so much, Maha, for this lovely presentation.
Thank you.
We don't have any more questions. So I would like to wrap up with Rama, who had some technical issues before, and then she likes to present again. So please, let's allow Rama to present.
Thank you so much, Ms. Nermeen. I'm going to be showing my video now.
"35 years ago, the first Saudi went to space, and ever since then, and act as a software that offers coordination of missions, mission analysis in regards to success and failure, and trajectory planning via simulation. The idea is to calculate, simulate, then record a space aircraft or even a satellite going from point A to B safely, securely on a user-friendly platform. With a great deal of consideration for the type of user, whether a novice or a user with a more technical background, this software will accommodate all. Let's take a look at Titus. Our user will be able to log in initially and select their user portal. The user can also view the most recent results of a space mission analysis conducted and visit the alphabetically ordered archives, which contains banks of files and data that can be utilized for any further simulations. After logging in, the user can select any number of functions, including loading kernels. By selecting whether to use default kernels or upload their own, the user will be able to tweak the software to fit their level of experience or expectations. User guides are also provided to aid the user throughout all processes. The user can also make changes to the settings and overall display brightness, sound, and aesthetics of the software. In order to conduct analysis and calculations, a file hub is made available so the user can upload their own datasets as well as open previous ones. They can navigate these files and directories through a search bar. At the bottom of every file in Data Hub is an automatic security checkbar, which will frequently scan all files for errors or worms and alert the user. There's also a hub specifically for data variables and constants within files to be used for mission analysis, which will measure the effectiveness of the user's mission by comparing it to the datasets of previously successful missions. After the user has uploaded the datasets and chose to simulate some mission, they can do so via the trajectory planning page. Finally, to offer an extra page that monitors the user's network and outputs how much resources are being used. Thus, a network bar, which is displayed throughout the different pages, lets the user know whether the network is poor or slow. What brought Titus to this point was all based on the strengths and weaknesses of what is already provided as open source material by NASA. By carefully breaking down some of NASA's space tools, specifically the SPICE toolkit and Copernicus, what NASA lacked in terms of security, speed, and usability, Titus integrated and improved upon. The reason why such a software is important is because a sign of societal advancement is innovation, and countries like America and Russia fueled their technological advancements through space exploration. The space race that went on during the Cold War proved that, without interest in space, we wouldn't have a single satellite connecting the world through the internet. Novel interest fuels advancements, curiosity fuels change. Given that Saudi wishes to ride the waves of those innovations as well, it is only Saudi-produced software to be available in the market, hence the birth of Titus. Even though the world saw no profit in exploring space, with the need for connectivity and communication, that is undoubtedly no longer the case. This proposed software wishes to be a part of the train of change within the kingdom, and hopefully assist every space enthusiast in bringing their plans to concrete, highly functional life. Thank you for taking a look at Titus, a space exploration and coordination tool for every user.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ms. Nimi, for letting me present.
Thank you so much, Rama. Really wonderful, and we're happy that we had the chance to see it till the end. It was really a nice video. Exactly. So I think you have a very nice comments there. So I would like to thank everybody who made this event very successful. Thank you so much for attending, and inshallah we will see you next semester. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Nimi. It was very well established and well organized. Thank you.